everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's good to be back to make some videos. I was out of town for the weekend for a friend's wedding, so grateful to be back. With the new collision physics update coming in 4.1, there have been some changes for what is capable of ramming what. So, like the Aurora before was able to one-shot a Polaris, essentially. That has changed. So I've done some testing on that, where I rammed one Polaris into the Aurora, basically did nothing, and I ran one Aurora into the Polaris, and it also basically did nothing. But I had the genius idea to ram the Polaris through 20 Auroras and see if anything differently might happen as a result of that. So we're going to ram through 20 Auroras that I've lined up all in a row, and we are going to see what happens. Will the Polaris just instantaneously explode and my account gets bricked forever? Maybe. Will the server crash? Maybe. Will literally nothing happen and the Polaris just walks away scratch free? Maybe. So we're going to go find out. We're going to go find out the answers to these questions. So if you are interested in seeing what happens when you ram a Polaris through 20 Auroras that are lined up right next to each other, then sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, and for this testing, just to set up some, I guess, ground rules, you could say, I will have all of the Auroras with full shields, just like this. And I think I'm going to stack them one on top of the other in a way. So, and then we're going to ram the Polaris from either the bottom or the top. So we're facing the larger side profile direction of the ship. So that is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all set up, and then we'll go ahead and get into the testing. Alrighty, so here we are. I have now got all 20 Auroras lined up. Here, I got them, you know, about as good as I could. I don't know, I think it's a pretty straight line. Not perfect, but I think it'll work for what we're doing. So, next up is time to test what will happen when we ram the Polaris with the new collision physics updates through 20 Auroras. Previously, only one of these could destroy a Polaris, so now let's see the other way around, but times 20. So let's go ahead and get lined up, and then we'll back away, probably, I don't know, 13 or 14 kilometers, just so the Polaris has enough room to get up to full speed. Now again, all of these Auroras have full shields, like their shield little power things are set to full. I won't be able to have shields on the Polaris because we're going to be in nav mode, going as fast as we can. But yeah, just so y'all are aware that is how I have this set up. So we're going to go, let's see, I want to make sure we hit stuff pretty well centered. So I think maybe aim right about here. And that'll get us pretty well through all of the Auroras, fairly centered. All right. Okay, so then we're going to switch to nav mode, and we're going to back up. And then we will see what happens. Alright, so here we are, about 15 kilometers away from the 20 Auroras. Again, we're going to go boost up to full speed of the Polaris and just send it towards them, go through, see what happens. And then afterwards, we are going to go check what the repair bill is see how much damage, so we can get a rough estimate of how much damage the Polaris took. I mean, who knows? Literally, maybe this will just blow up the Polaris, and I don't know. I guess you'll know how to get rid of a Polaris then. You know, one way to do it. But we'll see. This is a fun science experiment, and we'll see what happens. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and test the Polaris, ramming through 20 Aurora MRs. We will commence in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, here we go. Oh no. Game don't crash, game don't crash, game don't crash. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, that was very interesting. We have a bunch of debris behind us. Not sure. Maybe. So yes, my game definitely froze for a couple of seconds there. Probably froze the entire server too for a couple of seconds. And if you noticed up on the self status, it looked like it flashed red quite a lot all around the hull. For a second, I literally thought the ship was going to just explode on me. But, seems like the Polaris survived. So we can look around. I don't see really any damage. Everything looks okay. So, there we go. That is, I guess, what happens when you ram the Polaris through 20 Auroras. It might freeze your game and everyone else's game for a few seconds. But otherwise, it seems like the Polaris is mostly unharmed. But we will go check just to make sure. Let's go ahead and go land. And let's go see what our repair bill is to see roughly how much damage this did. Okay, here we are in Loreville. Landed. Let's go ahead and let's see what our repair bill is after going through all of those Auroras. So I believe the last time I rammed the Polaris through a single Aurora, I believe the repair bill was 54 AUEC, which is basically nothing. So I guess 54 times 20, that's... So the math on that's like a little over 1,000 AUEC if it, you know, it's just a similar damage amount applied for both that, for all 20 of them. So, let's go ahead and find out. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so it's actually about a quarter of what you would expect it to be, I guess, going off of that previous number. So, okay. So I guess it's safe to say that your Polaris is safe if you ever happen to run through 20 Auroras. Yeah, you should be good. But yeah, so that is very interesting. I think I mostly expected it to not really do anything meaningful to the Polaris, but I thought it would be a fun experiment to do nevertheless. I'm just running around real quick, see if there's any random pieces of Auroras laying around in the ship. I haven't seen any so far. Let's look around a little bit more. But yeah, that is going to be the test. Let me know down in the comments if you have any other like weird scenarios with the ramming stuff, the new ramming collision things that you want me to test, and I can do my best to look at that. Oh, there we got a big chunk of an Aurora. Made its way inside somehow. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's any other scenarios you want me to check out. I'm happy to see what other weird things we can get to happen with the updates to these collision physics. So just let me know. Looks like we have another piece. So, but yeah, just 2 wing pieces that I've seen so far of some of the Auroras. Maybe there's some that are, you know, nestled around inside the ship that's not in the interior that we can't see. But anyways, that is going to do it for this video, ramming the Polaris through 20 Auroras to see what happens. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on this test. And yeah, just keep being awesome. And I will see you in the next one.